Giant Titan balloon stuns visitors at Taiwan Lantern Festival. KMT lawmakers push to restore 7 public holidays. CDC to offer 100,000 flu shots before switching to trivalent vaccine. President Trump meets with Japanese PM Ishiba. Dozens of countries reject Trump administration sanctions on ICC. African summit urges immediate DR Congo ceasefire. Magnitude 7.6 earthquake strikes Western Caribbean. Asian airline named world's best for 2025.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It's Monday, February 10th, and here are your top stories. In local news, Taoyuan City launched the playground of light ahead of the 2025 Taiwan Lantern Festival. On Sunday night, a massive attack on Titan inflatable lit up the IoT pavilion, thrilling anime fans who exclaimed that the spectacle was worth braving the cold. KMT legislators plan to propose a bill to restore 7 public holidays for workers. Labor groups urge the government to act sincerely, suggesting nationwide holidays for Labor Day and Teachers' Day as a starting point, while scholars call for comprehensive planning. Taiwan CDC will roll out 100,000 quadrivalent flu vaccines on February 20th, but will switch to a trivalent version in October. Experts warn that those vaccinated now will still need another shot in the fall for full protection. In global news, the United States and its longtime allies, Japan and South Korea, have been strengthening ties in recent years, both individually and as a three-way partnership, in an effort to counter an increasingly assertive China and North Korea. However, recent political changes in Washington, Tokyo, and Seoul have injected new uncertainty into their relations. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol is facing an impeachment trial over his botched attempt in December to declare martial law, and it will be months before the country has a clear leader.
In Japan, Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba is hamstrung by a minority government after his scandal-ridden Liberal Democratic Party performed poorly in parliamentary election. In the United States, voters elected a president who has disdain for alliances, prefers to deal with countries individually, and in his first term accused Japan and South Korea of freeloading under the U.S. security umbrella. On Friday, Ishiba is set to meet with President Donald Trump at the White House in the first major indication of how the new U.S. administration will interact with the two Asian democracies. The challenge for Ishiba will be to sell Trump on the importance of U.S. security commitments in Asia and avoid the kinds of tariffs that Trump has imposed on China and threatened to impose on U.S. allies, Canada and Mexico.
Dozens of countries, including Germany, South Africa, and Mexico, said Friday that President Donald Trump's decision to sanction the International Criminal Court would erode the international rule of law. The joint statement by 79 countries came hours after Trump signed an executive order imposing financial sanctions and visa restrictions on ICC staff and their family members, alleging the court had improperly targeted the United States and Israel. The signatories said the sanctions may result in the ICC having to close its field offices.
The statement added that sanctions could jeopardize the confidentiality of sensitive information and the safety of those involved, including victims, witnesses, and court officials, many of whom are our nationals. The United States and Israel are among a minority of around 40 countries that never signed up to the ICC, an international court based in the Netherlands that seeks to hold perpetrators of war crimes, such as genocide, accountable. But after some historic cooperation between Washington and the ICC, Trump's executive order on Thursday accused the world body of illegitimate and baseless actions targeting America and our close ally Israel. In November, the ICC issued arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant.
Leaders from East and Southern Africa have called for an immediate and unconditional ceasefire to end the deadly fighting in the Democratic Republic of Congo. At a crisis summit in Tanzania, the Southern African Development Community and East African Community blocs urged all warring parties to hold peace talks within 5 days, including with the Rwanda-backed M23 rebels. The rebels, who are fighting government forces, have seized vast swathes of land in eastern DR Congo, including the city of Goma.
Army chiefs have also been instructed to draw up a security plan for Goma and the surrounding areas. The latest UN figures suggest that 2,900 people have been killed since early January as a result of hostilities between M23 and the armed forces. Around 700,000 people are estimated to have been displaced. Saturday's gathering in Dar es Salaam brought together heads of state and government representatives to address the worsening security and humanitarian situation. The follow-up communiqué said, "The summit emphasizes that political and diplomatic engagement is the most sustainable solution to the conflict." It also called for the reopening of Goma Airport and other key routes to facilitate humanitarian aid, as well as the withdrawal of uninvited foreign armed forces from Congolese territory.
A magnitude 7.6 earthquake struck the Western Caribbean on Saturday night, prompting a tsunami advisory for the Cayman Islands, while Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands were clear of the threat. The trembler occurred at 6:23 p.m. Eastern Time at a depth of about 6 miles, about 130 miles from Georgetown. After issuing an alert warning that the islands were under the threat of a possible tsunami, the Cayman Islands government's Hazard Management Agency announced late Saturday that an all-clear had been issued for its territory.
In the minutes after the quake, the agency warned that a tsunami was possible and urged people along the Cayman Islands coastlines to move inland. The tsunami is described as deceptively powerful, sometimes measuring only 1.5 feet but capable of moving water in a wave 50 to 60 miles wide. Such a wave's crushing flow of water is its most damaging element, with a telltale sign of a tsunami in progress being a rapidly receding sea before the water rushes back. The U.S. tsunami warning system said Cuba had also been under a similar threat, with a tsunami measuring between approximately 3 feet and 10 feet high. Overnight, it reported no active warnings, advisories, watches, or threats for the region, including Cuba.
Korean Air has been named Airline of the Year for 2025, beating out last year's winner, Qatar Airways, in the Australia-based Aviation Safety and Product Rating Agency's official list of the top 25 full-service airlines. The airline's commitment to passenger comfort was cited as one of the main reasons for its triumph. Both Korean Air and Japan Airlines provide the most spacious economy class seating of any global airline. Korean Air was commended for maintaining its original seat configuration and prioritizing the needs of economy travelers.
The airline's recent merger with Asiana Airlines, the largest consolidation in Asian aviation history, was also noted as a contributing factor to its place at the top. Air New Zealand was third on the carefully selected list, while Cathay Pacific came in fourth. The top 25 airlines all meet a list of specific requirements, such as providing a comprehensive full-service experience and having an economy seat pitch of a minimum of 31 inches. Meanwhile, AirAsia topped airline ratings.com's list of the best 20 low-cost airlines for 2025, beating out Jetstar and AirBaltic, which came in second and third place, respectively. This year, a new category, Best Hybrid Airlines, was added, in a move to celebrate hybrid airlines and their significant positive impact on the travel industry.
The answer for last Saturday was B, broaden. Traveling helps broaden your perspective and open your mind to new experiences. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. Dozens of countries reject Trump administration sanctions on ICC. Number 1, sanction, 制裁,惩罚. The government imposed sanctions on the country for its human rights violations. Number 2, perpetrator, 加害者,犯罪者. The police are searching for the perpetrator of the robbery. Number 3, accountable, 负责任的,需对什么负起责任的. The manager is accountable for the team's performance. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. You can write your answer in the comments section, and the correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune in to Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm your host, Johnny Wu, and I'll see you next time.